My name is Tycho from Amsterdam, born and raised in Amsterdam, and that's also coincidentally the name of this YouTube channel. I am cycling around in Amsterdam, as you can see. Meanwhile, I'm also delivering food for this company called Just Eat Takeaway, aka Thuisbezorgd. That's what we call it here in the Netherlands. Fun fact, it's a Dutch company, or anyways, it was founded over here. So, thank you so much for all the nice comments on my previous video a few weeks ago. Comments, the donations, thank you very much. It's very, it's really heartwarming to read, your comments. This is the Javastraat, and these weeks are just hot. It doesn't stop. I mean, here and there is a little bit of rain sometimes, but it's so hot. Global warming, what can I say? For us here in the Netherlands, I think, we are quite happy with it because, this is a very rainy country, as most of you know, and the winters were also very, very cold, back in the day. But that changed. But the summers are indeed also much hotter than they used to be. Because I remember, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 32 degrees Celsius would be a very hot day, and it still is, of course. But nowadays, so, during the filming of this video, it's 35 degrees Celsius. And the feeling temperature, as we call it here in the Netherlands, gevoelstemperatuur, is 40 degrees in the city center. So, I mean, in the cities, that's what they said. And Amsterdam is a city. So, what better thing to do than to deliver food on this hot and spicy day? Yeah, well, I make the schedule 1 week ahead. I can't predict this. And, I'm also not complaining, or am I? What's worse? To deliver food in 38 degrees Celsius, let's just name a number in the middle, between 35 and 40. Or to deliver food in the winter. Then I would say in the winter is worse because it's icy and slippery and I might fall. So, but nowadays, that's the plus side of this global warming thing, that it's not that icy and slippery anymore. And I do remember sometimes, in the past, when I really made some slides with the bike in the winter, and then sometimes my bike would slide like 15 meters further than me and stuff like that. Everything went good. I felt okay. I mean, at other times, when the leaves are wet and I, speedily go to the corner, I made a different, kind of fall at those times. So, I'm more scared for slippery leaves than for ice. But today none of those things are happening. Today I'm cycling in the sun. Of course, I put my SPF 30 and SPF 50 on because the sun, I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, not to be in the sun. I like the shades then. And here we are in the Javastraat. So, the regular viewers of you might know that this is kind of like Tycho rambling, while also here and there putting some knowledge, some Dutch knowledge. So, let's pick up our first order. Hey. Ik ben er voor Barbara.
Ja, Barbara. Ik ga dat.
Alrighty. So, I cut out a few minutes of me waiting outside. Hello. Whitney Houston. I mean, in the background. I mean, I think it's Whitney Houston, or maybe... my memory. There was this phase in my life when I had a relationship with someone who insisted on listening. I mean, it was okay, Whitney Houston, I think it was a lot. So, especially, that song just now. That's what music does, Music is in a different part of the brain, right? Like somehow it connects us to memories on a different way than books or visual stuff. And when you hear music, it can really bring you back to certain time periods of your life. That's interesting. Even bad songs, as long as they stick in your head, it's a good thing. I mean, then the creator of the song succeeded, so maybe there's a song that you really, really don't like. But when you hear this song, for example, it could be Gangnam Style, from the Korean singer, Psy. And maybe it will remind you of, where you were when this song came out or something, because, I don't know the name, but there's this song I really, really hate. It's kind of like in 2010. I think I know. It's Party Rock from LMFAO. Party Rock is in the house tonight, blah, 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 blah. I really, really don't like that song. It's so, but everyone loves it. LMFAO, they're okay, I guess. LMFAO, they have one song, I'm Sexy and I Know It, which is groovy, But this one, Party Rock is in the house tonight, awful song for me personally. If you like it, sure, But when I hear the song, it reminds me back of what I was doing in 2009, 2010 and with who I was at those moments. So even though I hate the song, then I still will think of certain people, people like Juriaan, who's maybe listening, probably not, or Igor. So, I'm gonna go out of the Java street. So yeah, this video today, I'm not really cycling in the center. Just, I'm saying it as a warning here. If you came to see the center of Amsterdam, head on over to one of my other videos. By the way, I always put the street names, etc. in the description. So if you use your finger or your mouse to hover at the bottom of the video, then you see the street names and you can see exactly where I am. That's a lot of work, by the way. Don't underestimate how much work that is, so I do that for you. And I saw in the comments recently also that someone appreciated it, so thank you very much, because, if I do that for nothing, I'm not doing it for nothing, you understand? So it's handy. So maybe, for example, right now you think like, hey, this nice building here on the right, not many people would say that, but, could be. Then just look with your finger and where I am right now. I would describe this as the middle of nowhere, which is not true, because it's in between the East and Central Station. But further in this video, I will end up in the middle of nowhere, aka Diemen, which is a little separate village surrounded by Amsterdam. And in the future, of course, Amsterdam will take over. But now it's still a separate village. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. And by the way, at the end of this video, so I will go to a spot that I always pray for, that I don't have to go there during my food delivery shifts, because it's super, super far away, and there's just nothing to do there. Haveneiland. Yeah, if you know, you know. And actually, I know someone who lives there, who's also working in the hotel where I work. So, yeah, people are living there, of course. And if there would be like a mansion over there or a castle, I might be willing to exchange my house in the Statesman neighborhood, which is 56.2 square meters, quite tiny. But it really has to be a castle, or at least 4 times the size of my house, I guess. But it's really far. And honestly speaking, I had a choice to go for a bigger house back then. It was either this house, 56.2 square meters in the Statesman neighborhood, or a house in my memory, I don't know exactly, but it was around 70, square meters, 65, 70, something like that. So 2 more rooms extra, because now I just have a living room and a bedroom here. But I'm in the center. But this other house, much bigger, but it was all the way in Amstelveen. So, it was at the top, at the edge of Amstelveen and Buitenveldert, so all the way in the south. And I made the decision to go for the way smaller house in the center. Because, okay, I'm almost at the destination. Yeah, because, you obviously understand. Bigger isn't always better. Smaller is also not always better. But I'm happy here. I do notice now, it's a little bit different to make the YouTube studio, what I'm trying to create right here in this living room, while also keeping it a living space, while also hosting tourists, what I'm doing in my free time here and there, For those of you who don't know, I host tourists in my not in my free time, I just host tourists in my daily life through couchsurfing.com for free. It has to be free. I'm not allowed to ask any money, I don't. Let's deliver this food.
Hi. Dankjewel.
Ciao. And that's how you do it. So tourists from all over the world, they sleep here on my couch. Couchsurfing.com. I also made a few videos with couch surfers, about couch surfers, or about Amsterdam. If you're interested in that, more of that is coming. And here I cut out a few minutes, me waiting for the next order. And also drinking water. And let me tell you, this day was not easy. You don't see it on the camera because you don't see my face, but it was so hard to deliver food in this heat. Because 32 degrees, that's okay. But when it's 35, and then gevoelstemperatuur, aka feeling temperature, I don't know if there's a word for that, 40 degrees Celsius, well that's not good, And 40 degrees Celsius in Amsterdam is not the same as 40 degrees Celsius in Algeria, for example. It's very dry here, very dry. And if you've never experienced a heat here in the city or in the Netherlands or Amsterdam, then I might not have convinced you right now. But if you have experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Look at these trees. They're not moving at all. There's not the slightest of wind. So you hear a little bit of wind on the camera, but that's me cycling. But it's hot. And let me tell you that the bag I'm carrying is also hot, of course, on my back. Plus the camera on my chest is making it even hotter because it's really tight on my chest. But first world problems. It's not a problem also. So just letting you know. So what's important these days and what's important every day is to stay hydrated and keep on drinking water. It's what I'm saying also on the automatic pilot in the hotel where I'm working. A lot of crazy things are happening these days. That's how it goes in a hotel anyways, it's people, and the more people you see, the more chance that, stuff is happening. When I was working in a coffee store, assistant manager for 12 and a half years, good times over there. A lot of crazy, not necessarily crazy, but really memorable things happened, with the customers and me, and conversations or anecdotes. So much, so much. So these days in the hotel also, I think maybe I should write down, here and there, a few of those things. Maybe even talk about it if you're interested. Then me and my colleagues were talking to each other, and then sometimes it really feels like this awesome TV show, which we all know from 1975, season 1, 1979, season 2. This awesome TV show, if you know the name right now, I respect you very much. I'll give you a hint. It's a UK-based TV show. I'll give you another hint. 12 episodes. Maybe another one. Written and directed and everything by the one and only John Cleese. And if you don't know by now, you'll not guess it. So, Fawlty Towers. It's amazing. If you haven't seen Fawlty Towers, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what kind of humor you have or what you're interested in. Fawlty Towers is so good. I will recommend this to anyone. Everyone. Fawlty Towers. The only people who I wouldn't recommend this to is people who don't speak English. Or, yeah, if you're unable to watch this with subtitles, then of course, it's difficult. And it's also from the UK, so if you watch it without subtitles, it might be difficult, But it's a genius TV show, timeless, I would say. But okay, some things are not timeless, but it's so good. And when you work in a hotel, so at the hotel I'm now working at, or the previous one, or in the hostel, it always reminds me kind of to this TV show. Sometimes things happen, like how can this be? But it is like that. And Fawlty Towers, the people, when you talk about Fawlty Towers with other people, then what's the most common question is, why are there only 12 episodes, 2 times 6. So 1975, 6 episodes, and then 4 years later, John Cleese thought, let's make 6 more. But that's it. It's so good. And if you haven't seen it, the bad news is it's very difficult to watch this show because it's not on any streaming service. At least not here in the Netherlands. So I can't find it on Amazon, Disney, Apple, HBO, Netflix, nowhere. So yeah, that's the bad thing. Oh, this is a very nice place right now. Baia Burger. But yeah, after this I'm going to Diemen, so yeah, a bit less nice. I like it, this place, because of the employees. They were nice, but opening the door was a little bit difficult.
Pushen, dacht ik. Ik denk je zegt pushen. Oh. En als je 2 handen doet, dan weet ik wachten. Eentje dacht ik moet harder duwen, weet je. Ja. Ai. Kan je mijn flesje vullen met water? Het is echt... Zo, ja, het is warm en ik droog uit.
Yeah, I'm asking for water. I'll explain what happened in a moment. About the pushing part. So again, close to the Java Street, close to the Dapper Market. The Dapper Market is one of the best markets according...
Ik at hem meteen even, want dan... Ja, maak het voelen. Want dan heb ik from the road weer eentje. Ja.
Die is heel snel.
Het is 33 graden. Ja. Ik heb geen keus. Dankjewel man, dankjewel. Nee, ik had hem even nodig. Met deze die neem ik. Ja, die neem ik mee.
Ik zet er de koelkast heel goed.
Oké, top.
Dit is zo klein.
Yes, beter.
Okay. I'm gonna cut out a few minutes. I had a very long talk with them about...
Water.
Yeah, it's in Dutch, so... About YouTube, etc. And about the road to Diemen.
Thanks bro. Ja, jullie ook. Ciao.
Instagram, lots of topics of discussion, but it was in Dutch. So, this door was closed and there was a doorstop in front. So I tried to open the door. And then this guy he made a hand sign, you know, like one hand or something. And I thought it meant, you know, that I had to push the door harder. And then he said, no, what you doing? And then, so when he opened it, I said, like, yeah, if you would have used 2 hands, I would have understood, like, no, wait. But one hand, I thought, you know, I have to push. So that's it. But nice fellas, you know, really nice fellas, good conversation. And that's what matters, you know. I mean, in a restaurant, of course, the food also matters. But me as a food delivery driver, this is what I'm doing 6 hours a week. So, you know, it's mainly for the exercise and for the video. And because I work in a hotel and I edit videos, you know, it's just sitting. So, you know, good for my body, good for my mental state, good for human nature. And now I forgot the sentence I was making. A little bit tired. I'm sorry. It's the heat. It's really, you know, my brain is fried at the moment. But good fellas, and not the movie, but these lads just now. So this was the Dapper Market Street, or it is actually. There's no market at the moment, and well, I'm gonna go to Diemen. What can I say? There's only one thing I can say, because I really, you know, okay, honest truth, I don't know Diemen, okay? I am a born and raised Amsterdammer, and yes, Diemen is next door. But you know what Dutch people always say about the true Amsterdam locals? What the other Dutchies always say? That, yeah, we Amsterdammers, I mean, you know, it's a little bit, you know, they say like, yeah, we don't like to go out of Amsterdam. They say it in a very bad way, and there is some truth in this insult. So I am guilty of visiting rarely, you know, places out of Amsterdam. I mean, in other countries that's okay, but in the Netherlands itself, yeah, I should do that more often. So Diemen is really literally next door. And my friend Nienke, for example, who is, of course, as you all know, one of my best buddies, Nienke the drummer, because she's a drummer, that's one of the main reasons, that she is traveling all over the Netherlands constantly. She's performing, you know, in different bands. So yeah, Nienke sees a lot from the Netherlands. Yeah, and then she's in The Hague and in Groningen and in Rotterdam and performing, you know, for the farmers over there or for the hardcore people here and there and everywhere. So very good, Nienke. I'm the opposite. I'm not the opposite, but yeah. So this is something I should work on. And the name of this channel is, of course, Tigo from Amsterdam. So lucky for me, it's not called Tigo from the Netherlands. Otherwise, So at least if you're watching this, I'm serving you well. Yeah. I think that the retention rate of this video will be much lower due to me not going to the city center. But you know what? Next video I will. I'll make sure to go to the city center. I'll do my best. But it's also, you know what it is? It's also nice to sometimes see a different area. So maybe in the comment section you can let me know, when was the last time that you visited Amsterdam? And maybe you have some questions. I feel that the most asked question I get in the hotel I work at, and also in the previous hotel, the most asked question from tourists who come to Amsterdam is, where can I eat? Where can I eat? And I find this question, I find it interesting because I don't blame you for asking me this question. No. But when I look at myself, you know, my behavior when I travel around, you know, for example, to Austria, to other countries, and I'm in a hotel, I don't think I've ever asked the receptionist where to eat. is that just a me thing? I don't know. But I am very happy and glad to answer this question, where to eat. I made a small list of nearby places to eat, close to the hotel I work at. But here on YouTube, I'm working on a couple of videos. So okay, I'll get the cat out of the hat right now, figuratively speaking, because Momo and Yuki, my cats, well, they don't like hats. The food videos I'm working on, because of this food delivery job, I thought maybe it's interesting for some people to see what restaurants I do recommend based on the behavior of the people, the employees of the restaurants, based on the vibes. Because sometimes I'm in a restaurant and I really feel like, oh my lord, this is definitely, you don't want to be here. It doesn't matter how good the food is, but you don't want to eat this chicken, for example. There are some reasons. Or when employees are, like the workers of the restaurants are just so incredibly rude. So through the months, I've been working on a few lists. Well, 2 lists. A positive and a negative list. 2 lists. With some small notes, like, okay, why I like this restaurant and why I don't like it. And yeah, there's one restaurant chain here in Amsterdam, maybe also out of Amsterdam, but there's one chain of restaurants that really, really has incredibly bad vibes. And it's not just based on one of my visits. No, I've been there dozens of times now, and it's really something I will make a separate video on. This is not a place where you would like to order your food. Maybe the food is good, but there's this other restaurant I would recommend above it. So the name of the restaurant is, I will tell it right now already. I will make a separate video in the future, but the name is Sushito. Sushito got a few restaurants. Sushito West, Sushito Rembrandt Square, Sushito. They have like 4 or 5 Sushitos. In the Pipe there's also one. And it's so bad. I will not go into the details now. I will do that in this separate video. But Sushito is really, it doesn't deserve your money. And me saying this, if you know me, I don't say stuff like this quickly. I'm a very positive person, but I'm also honest. And this is really, it's not worth it. So the competition of Sushito, which, Sushito is not just sushi, it's more like ramen bowls, like rice or ramen and then vegetables, it's cold. That's Sushito. But it's really, really rude, really bad vibes, and it's a long story, a few long stories. The good one, so the competition of Sushito, where really the people are nice and it's the same food, is Poke Perfect. So that's my recommendation. Let me know if you ever ordered food at Sushito, or maybe you've been inside one, and you ate there. In that case, I feel very sorry for you. My condolences. So, my friend Nienke said, Tycho, if you will make that video about Sushito, you will get in trouble. The Just Eat takeaway company will not like it. And maybe Nienke is right. So we'll see what happens. I have to take the risk. The worst thing that could happen is that they fire me, or maybe, I don't know, they're gonna go to my house and feed me with their food. Horrible to think of. But there's also a list of good restaurants. So let's stay a little bit positive. Really, really nice restaurants where I noticed that the employees really go above and beyond to serve, their customers, which are also my customers because I deliver the food. So, for example, oh no, you know what? Let's not let's not dive too deep. And also, I forgot the name, but one in the Niastraat. So as you can see, it gets more and more peaceful, and to be honest, I have no idea now. I mean, this must be Diemen because I don't recognize any of these streets anymore. And yeah. Somehow we went into Diemen, indeed. There was a lot of grass, and we have arrived. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So the one thing in Diemen that I do know, that's over here, is a swimming pool without chlorine. So if you're allergic to chlorine, you don't like to swim in a regular swimming pool with chlorine, then here in Diemen, for those of you who are interested, there is a swimming pool without chlorine. And also, they're playing a lot of water polo over here. So once I was in a relation with someone who played water polo.
Ja, Natalia?
Ja, wil maar zo zitten.
Alrighty.
Dankjewel.
Alsjeblieft.
Dankjewel.
Ciao.
So that was Natalia, or someone who knows Natalia. We don't know. We don't judge. So I was with someone who was professionally playing water polo, or at least, doing it a lot in a team every week, multiple times per week. And I went to that swimming pool in Diemen loads of times. So that's, where I know Diemen from. This swimming pool. And funny story. Let me just cut out a few minutes over here because I'm waiting for the next order while melting here in the shade. I'm just gonna cut right now. And there we go. So funny little memory here. When I was in this swimming pool, there was always this brother of someone, of one of the other girls, And he was very fanatic, screaming, just like they do at football. Screaming the words, make space, make space. But then in Dutch, ruimte maken, ruimte maken. So in a water polo game, make space, make space. And also, swim, swim, So it was, not really, but then in Dutch, zwemmen, zwemmen. And yeah, of course, it's water polo, so if you don't swim, you sink, I guess, or you float. But I always found that funny, not like laughing out loud funny, but that's like screaming to me right now, cycle, cycle, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't watch football or soccer or whatever you call it, but do they scream to those men or to or women? Do they scream to them, to the players, run, kick the ball, kick the ball? Now I think about it, probably they do. It really comes from the olden times, from the gladiator times. We as people, we need something like this, a sport, to support. A sport to support. We are, we're rooting for the gladiators, who fight. But, that changed. And now we got sports. And now we're rooting for Tiger Woods or Messi and, Ronaldo. So I'm cycling out of Diemen. Diemen, look, it's beautiful. It's lovely. And I guess if you're born in Diemen, your heart is here. But for the rest, there's maybe one little tiny church I cycled past one day while delivering food, and I thought, hey, that's a nice church. Where am I? And so that turned out to be Diemen as well. But for the rest, I'm sorry if you like Diemen. Sorry, not sorry. you can give me some tips maybe. And maybe, you know, I'll take some couch surfers to Diemen if they feel like it. But, you know, it's also kind of like I'm wasting their precious time here in Amsterdam. So only if I got some surfers who are here like a week. And if they got good vibes, I'll take them. So, you know what's worse than Diemen? Haveneiland probably. That's where I'm going to go next after my next order. Haveneiland. So maybe some of you have heard of this quote-unquote beach that we have here in Amsterdam. Well, that is at Haveneiland. There's also a very nice architectural building you might have seen on Instagram. But Haveneiland is just so far away that... And because I'm cycling alone, you know, and delivering food, you know, it's not really, you know, something you want to do, and especially not when it's 35 degrees Celsius, like going to Haveneiland Oost. I mean, I'd rather go to Amsterdam North, and you know, North is gestoord, so, as we say in the Netherlands. For the rest, everything is going good. This heat, what I was doing last week, or 2 weeks ago probably, yeah, renovating the whole living room together with my buddy Remco. We are working, as some of you might know, on a podcast. This is Science Park, Amsterdam Science Park, the train station. And right in front of us will be a campus, one of the biggest campuses of the city. From the UvA, University from Amsterdam, UvA, Universiteit van Amsterdam. So yeah, me and Remco, we started this podcast. That's where a lot of my time has gone to past months, and you know, just something on the side. Me and Remco, we can talk for hours, and I said to him, you know what? Let's just start a podcast. Not about Amsterdam, nothing to do with Amsterdam. So it's probably not of any interest for you. But if you feel like listening to us talk about Nintendo, something we played in our childhood, well, we can talk about it for hours. I said to Remco, you know what, because we talk so much, you know, sometimes I felt like, you know, if we can have a phone call of 2+ hours, which is so long that even T-Mobile hangs us up, you know, because even T-Mobile thinks like, okay, it's not possible, these guys are still calling, you know, let's hang them up. You know, that happened too often to me and Remco. And then I said to Remco, you know what, we should just start a podcast. And okay, it needs to be a subject that we can talk about, you know, so I was like, okay, what we're gonna do? Shall we do it about pasta? No, okay. And then eventually we landed on this childhood common hobby. So we just picked it up again, I guess, and let's see how it goes. So how does it go? Well, we were renovating this whole living room of mine for 2 weeks ago, for 14 hours straight. In the heat. 14 hours straight. We were... lights in the wall, cameras in the wall, everything is in the wall. Foam, sound panels, stuck on the wall. Everything is just on the wall. Which makes the filming much nicer. And also the pre-work. So now we can just immediately start filming. We don't have to connect any cables, put the cameras in the right position, this, that. That takes at least 45 minutes per time that we film. Plus cleaning is another 45 minutes, so 1.5 hours we save per time that we film, which is a lot, you know. Okay, so the campus, you didn't really see it. You saw a little bit of it from it, and then here on the left would still be the campus. I'm gonna go to the right. Where there's presumably a very good coffee shop. Stutje, right here on the right. That's it. I stopped smoking that stuff in 2009. been there, done that. I'm not judging. Although some people might say that I'm a judger. But no. This is a nice shot. It goes pretty quick actually. I mean, I didn't plan on talking this much about non-Amsterdam related stuff, but I feel that until now, that's all I'm doing this whole video. So, right now I come at this Turkish bakery. I think it's a Turkish bakery. And I have something to say about this. Let's just first take a look inside.
Ik ben er voor Davy. Davy. Ja, hij is voor Davy.
So like 10 minutes in between cutouts, waiting for this order. I was waiting outside. He even gives me back my phone, see? That never happens. Maybe he felt a little bit intimidated by the GoPro. Well, I don't think he saw it, but it's okay. He has nothing to feel intimidated about. Yeah. I'm a nice gentleman. So, what it is with this bakery, and what I notice in many of the Turkish bakeries, especially, yeah. And look, I can say this, one of my best buddies is Turkish, so hey, Selahattin, if you're listening, he's not listening, of course. But what I notice in those bakeries is that oftentimes, so this was one of them, when I'm inside and waiting for my order, there's just this burnt smell, you know, the smell of something that burnt. And if you're I'm inhaling this smoke, which is really not good, you know, not healthy smoke. I'd rather smoke a package of cigarettes probably. Well, I quit also with the cigarettes a long time ago, so no. But you know, that's how I feel whenever I'm in a Turkish bakery. Okay, I don't know what like this behavior from this cyclist, you know, I'm also, you know, I want to make a separate video about that. This is what you just now saw. Because she is slowing down. Because there's a red light, but there's cyclists behind you, hello, who want to go to the right. So, you know, when you slow down, it's just, stop at the moment you need to stop, or stop, you know, a little bit before the intersection, the bicycle intersection, so it's very difficult to explain. Not just bikes, you know, the YouTube channel, he can do it much better. But this behavior, it's something I want to make a video about. There's a couple of things I noticed that people on the bike are constantly doing. You know, it's like, rookie mistakes, kind of. But okay. Let's go. Let's go to Haveneiland. Haveneiland Oost. Well, there will be some nice bridges. So if you're into bridges, stay tuned. So, yes, this is a different bike. This bike is being paid for by Adecco. Adecco is the one, it's like the company that hired me, and they cooperate, you know, with Just Eat Takeaway, and I got the bike from them. So, if something's up with this bike and something is up with this bike at the moment, I can swap it. Okay, so Google Maps shows that I have to go on this little path. Very strange. Anyways, there's other cyclists coming from the opposite direction, as you can see. So, okay, Google, and at this moment, I mean, it's Haveneiland Oost and also Diemen before this. It's places where I'd rather not go. It's places where I don't go. So I just follow Google at this point, But this is it's not a bicycle path, really. And oftentimes Google shows such strange ways, but I don't listen to Google and I do it myself, the quicker routes. But yeah, over here, at this moment, I couldn't do that. No idea where I'm going. I've been there, but the in-between roads like this, if you would show me this footage, if you would put me right here, I would have no idea where I'd be, Am I even in Amsterdam? Okay, but this is the swimming pool right now on the right, so okay. But before. And it's also, of course, because I don't live in Amsterdam East. I live more on the west side, the Staatsliedenbuurt, the Jordaan. So neighborhoods like Bos and Lommer, which are maybe unknown to people in the Far East, people who live close to this Flevo Park, for example, are quite known to me. Bos and Lommer. So yeah, I find the time goes very fast. It's something that's on my mind. I guess all of us, right? We have stuff to do, work, family, friends, and our hobbies on the side. I have so many things I want to do and am doing, but still time goes very quick. So I have this phrase that I keep saying, probably said it already before in other videos, treasure every moment. And whenever I say this sentence, and I do say it quite often, in the hotel or to colleagues, to hotel guests, or just when I'm in the store talking to, whoever, It's something I keep saying to the people, it's like a motivating sentence, but I'm also saying it to myself, I feel. That's how it works often, right? Treasure every moment, woman. Treasure every moment. But then I'm also saying it to myself because, I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about, the stuff I want to record and the things I need to edit and stuff. But treasure every moment. So also this moment right here. Then I'm cycling to Haveneiland Oost. I should treasure this endless road. Look, I am your father. And I know, in the previous comments also, I know Toko, if you're listening, he wrote a comment. Focus on one thing and do it well, or you will be a busy fool. Nice video, I enjoyed it. Well, this is maybe a bit random, so Tocutter200, thank you very much. You are one of my genuine followers for a long time. And I've met you also in real life, so that was nice. On King's Day, hope you're doing good. You are right, but one thing is a little bit too less for me. So, I understand this. And you are right. But it's very difficult for me to just focus on one thing. And why what does it come to mind? Because this podcast that I started, there's also this other project I'm working on. And let's not forget that I'm also trying to study Ukrainian, which is really, it's really not easy, but it's easier than Japanese at least. But я хочу казати українську мову, або це багато difficult, I know the mistake I'm making. It's not bahato difficult, very and this and that, but I'm still taking lessons. My teacher, she lives in Kiev, and she's very patient, and she should be also, because my brain, I need a patient teacher, a teacher who just explains things again and again and again until I remember. And look at how long it takes for me to get to the... this is still Amsterdam, eh? This is still Amsterdam, okay? Like, it looks like I'm... Like, if you cycle from Buitenveldert... Okay, this is the bridge I was talking about, eh? From Buitenveldert to Ouderkerk aan de Amstel... You would cycle out of Amsterdam to this other village, but this is still... Every tree you see is still an Amsterdam tree. So now we're on this bridge that goes in this curve. This peculiar bridge. This bridge that I had never seen before I started this food delivery job. This bridge. And, because there's a little circle. It's like a bicycle. It's a bicycle bridge, as you can see. So that's nice. And then it will take us across the water to this Haveneiland. Yeah. Harbor Island, by the way. I didn't translate it, Haven is harbor. So all this video long, I'm talking about Haveneiland. Yeah, Harbor Island. And next to it is Beach Island, and we got Steiger Island. And on Steiger Island is this nice building. This nice new building. I don't know the name. Don't pin me to this, but there is this building on Instagram. I've seen it. Like, there's a hole, through this building, and it looks very interesting. You know what? I'll go there once to film, okay? For you. Who is now still listening to this video, if you're still listening, comment down below something like, yes, Tycho, please go to Haveneiland for me. If you comment something like that, then I know you made it to this point in the video, because that's insane. This is like a podcast almost, like, yeah? You're doing something on the side. I guess maybe you're cleaning, vacuum cleaning the house, stuff like that. I like podcasts as well. So, Haveneiland. If you comment this down below, it motivates me to really go to this island. And I mean, while I'm not delivering food. I'll take a couch surfer there. How about that? Maybe you're one of the servers. Could be. It just has to go through couchsurfing.com or Be Welcome. That's the competition. I'm using both of their platforms. Keep in mind I get a lot of requests and I cannot respond to everyone. It's just too many. So yeah, this is already Haveneiland, right? And it still takes quite a while before I get in the part where actual humans are living, the humans. I think maybe this part in between, maybe it's called the Diemen Park. I'm not 100% sure. But when you're on Haveneiland, just imagine. Like, there's a supermarket there, there's cafes over there, and yeah, maybe you're living there and even working there, then you would never, it really is your world, this island. But for example, this colleague of mine who's working in the hotel, he is living on this island. And yeah, so he has to really, cycle from Haveneiland all the way to the hotel I work at in the old south of Amsterdam. That is respect for you. Yeah, okay, so I think it really was indeed Diemen Park right before Haveneiland. Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, I'm not gonna go deep into the island. It's just this street. Here on the right will be a little tiny courtyard or something, where the people are sitting outside, chilling, waiting for me. And that will be the end of the video. Because at this moment of, the moment of filming, I am exhausted. I want to go home. It's so hot. And at the moment of filming, it's 7:30 in the evening. And yeah, I just want to go home. And the thought of me having to cycle home at least 40 minutes at a maximum speed of 25 kilometers per hour is not a happy thought. But the good thing is I can listen to a podcast. So that's what I'm doing actually on the bike. Let me just deliver the last order of this video, the last order of today. To these Haveneiland citizens.
Hey, hey. Asje.
Dank u.
You too.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you or for listening. I appreciate you. And I'll be back with the center of Amsterdam in the next one. Take care. Treasure every moment.